Thank you all for joining. Just letting the stream roll through. Oh, I have it now. So let's go ahead and start this. Start it right with me, Take Radio. I'm Frank, KG5HJ, and today I have Bob from RFinder. I got the shirt on and everything coming on, and we're going to be talking about B1s, and we're going to be talking about tablets, and we're going to be talking what else is going on in his world. So let's go ahead and kick this off. Play that awesome intro video. Thank you to all my Patreon supporters. You can support me on Patreon. There is a link in the description below. And to all my tankers out there, go forth and conquer. Caught myself. Don't even say it in the chat. I caught it. What is going on, y'all? Thank you for joining. Man, oh man, we are going to have a fun time. We got 52 watching concurrently. Before we really get started here, I'm just going to say a quick couple of things to all y'all in the YouTube land. Oh, I meant to have all these notes up, but they're not here. Oops. Frank. Let's start off by Patreons. All my Patreons out there, thank you for supporting me. Thank you for supporting the channel. Without y'all, this won't be possible. I really do appreciate it. I have the Buy Me a Beer that is active. You find the link in the description below. I do need to put up the stream link playlist. I'll find it in a minute. And finally, I have my coins still for sale. So if you haven't gone and bought some coins, links is in the description over at RFinder Amateur Radio, along with some cool t-shirts. This one's not for sale. You got to get this one from Bob. He gave me this one. It's precious. But last and not least, my audio podcasts are dropping on any podcast app out there. If I missed any of them, let me know which ones I missed and I will get them up there. Pop out chat. What's up, everyone in the chat? Thank you for hanging out. So without any more further ado, hopefully I don't regret this too much. Bob, my friend, Bob, welcome. How are you doing, man? We're doing good, man. You got the RFinder shirt too? I don't have that one. It says DMR?
This one's the DMR over IP shirt.
Oh, that's new. I think I got this shirt field day. It's the loud and proud. The yellow on it.
Nice.
Yeah, I wear that and everyone's like, "Oh man, that's blinding on the back." I was like, "I know. I don't look at my backside, so I'm fine."
What's blinding? Oh, my backyard, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's how it goes.
So, you're joining us today from a beach? Look at that behind you.
Well, I'm not quite on the beach. I'm on a tropical island, but you know.
Rubbing it in there, man. Rubbing it in there.
I'm at the RFinder Latin American office.
So it was good seeing you, man. I wish I had some more time to chat with you at Dayton, but we were all busy. Every time I ran by your booth, man, you had a line of like 4 or 5 people. So
yeah, we were jammed. It was really a great show. We had a fantastic time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Did you sell a lot of RFinders?
You and I would be both very surprised if we didn't get wiped out.
Wiped out again. And that's also at the Gigaparts booth too. I heard they got
close to getting wiped out, and I haven't gotten a number from HRO yet, but we did very nicely for the whole gig.
Nice, nice. So, what is this B1 that everyone is clamoring for here and stealing or buying all your stock?
Yes, well, that's
That's it.
it.
That's it right there.
Isn't it? It's honestly, it's the coolest radio ever made. I mean,
What is it, a radio or is it a phone? Did you hold your phone up?
no, it's both.
Is
It's a cellular device and uh, a 2 meter 440 radio all in one,
uh-huh.
and it is fully self-contained. So it's got its own on ramp to the internet. You stick a SIM in it, or you can use Wi-Fi if you want.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's got the equivalent of a hotspot connection. Currently to Brandmeister, we're about to release an update that will give us a connection to TGIF also.
That's pretty cool, and that's all built in. Now,
one device.
One device.
Mm-hmm.
So how's all that work, or how'd you get that going?
Well, one of the most important things is that it has no code plug.
No code plugs.
Yeah, so it comes from like early on, and it comes from the earlier development that we did with creating the worldwide repeater directory, RFinder, and then about 6 years ago, I got a call from DF200 Tomas from the Deutsche Amateur Radio Club in the executive team, and he said, "Bob, you must fix the code plug." I was like, what's a code plug? Like, I didn't even know what a code plug was. DMR, man, you must do your homework. All right. So whatever. So I did my homework and I figured out what DMR was and how it worked. And we figured out how to enhance the directory so that it had not only the repeaters, but the talk group time slots in a structured way so that it was actually usable. And then after I got off the phone with Tomas, I sat for from like April until July trying to figure out how to generate code plugs. And then one July morning, July 2nd, 6 years ago, I just had this epiphany of why don't I just wrap an Android around a radio? And then because we already had an app, we already had proved that we could control a radio with the app on our the prototype we did called RFinder Pi. We made an RFinder a Pi build that would let us program the front panel of a variety of radios. Excuse me. So in real time, touch the screen and have it change the operating parameters. So I immediately started doing research and trying to figure out how to come up with a radio, and I found a company in Shenzhen that was making DMR HTs, and they were doing it, from a commercial perspective. So they fully supported, split frequency and excuse me, admit mode. So we worked with them to get the API, got some prototypes, and started programming them. And then one day, my programmer says, "Hey, I think I have it working, but I don't know how to test it." I was like, "Give me it." And I drove up to Bald Hill on Long Island and looked in the repeater directory, and I was like, "All right, there's a WA2VNV as a DMR machine. And what's a talk group? What's a time slot? I don't know. I'll just choose one for each." Excuse me. I made a call, and a guy from London came back to me about 3 seconds later.
Oh, that's awesome!
Yeah. It was like one of those "what hath God brought" moments. So it was really, really fantastic, and that's it. And from then on, we just kept figuring out ways of developing a newer radio. I ended up developing my own RF module that was dual band and had some features on it that the original Chinese module didn't have, and I had to make them. And and then the B1 came, and here we are.
The B1 came. So it's DMR. Can it also do analog?
Yes, of course.
And
Just so you know, any DMR, any digital radio has to have an FM transceiver in it.
mm-hmm.
Must have an FM transceiver in it, because the way it works is when you talk into the radio is recording your audio and digitizing it, and then there has to be a computer inside doing that, a microprocessor,
Mm-hmm.
and it takes the audio and takes the digitized audio and sends it into a modem. The output of the modem goes to the input of an FM transmitter.
Mm-hmm.
So you always have to have an FM transmitter in the device.
So let's go ahead and transition here. And this is the B1. There were several questions that were on the chat already about the price. I am at, I need to get that from my links. What's your webpage here? What?
It's buy.rfinder.net, bui.rfinder.net.
It's already in the description, and I'm going to drop that here in the chat. And we're looking at the current B1.
Yeah, that's the B1 Plus. That's correct. I mean, honestly, they physically look the same. We just changed the Plus. And we'll be coming out with some more iterations of this device in the next year that are based on the same, handheld case.
To be honest, it's almost the same price as, a iPhone. And you're getting so many more features, and plus it's Android.
Well, I always say, when you get an Android, you're getting an upgrade from your iPhone. So.
Mm-hmm. I do have another question here from the chat. Can you do hotspot from a laptop, or can you use it as a hotspot for a laptop?
You can use it as a Wi-Fi hotspot for a laptop. If you slam a SIM in it, it will act as it's an open phone, open Android. So just stick a SIM in it, it can act as a Wi-Fi access point for a laptop.
Mm-hmm. And I'm just looking at the features.
Or a hotspot for a DMR hotspot. It's very, very,
So what's new about the Plus versus the old B1 model?
Oh, the Plus has USB Quick Charge 3.0 charging.
Nice.
On the USB port on the side. We didn't have that on the original one. We didn't have time to get the chipset in.
Mm-hmm. But now you can charge it just like any other USB device. Plug it in.
Or you can use the included drop-in charger. And we have drop-in chargers. So if you want to make like and we have a drop-in charger now that has Quick Charge 3.0 feed for it. It actually has the USB-A on it.
Ooh.
So yeah. So we have another one that's a 9-volt charger, and we have a 12-volt to 9-volt adapter. So you got like a whole bunch of options for car mount.
I think that was on the main page. You have a bunch of accessories for it, and you have a hand mic. Oh, that's pretty cool.
That's correct.
That looks like a Motorola plug.
Yeah, it looks like a GP328 Plus. It's actually like some of the pins line up like GP328 Plus. We have an additional pair of pins in there to detect that the device is attached, so that you can so that the radio detects that there's an external device. Kind of like when you plug in your earbuds, and it knows that the earbuds are plugged in.
Awesome.
Yep. We have you see the 2 tablets there. We're just releasing those, and you can pre-order those now.
I was about to get those here in a second. What version of Android is your B1 running?
Right now it's version 9.
Mm-hmm. And bloatware?
No, it's totally deodexed, as it were. It has nothing. It has no crap in it. It has like the old Xterra, the Nissan Xterra. Everything you need and nothing you don't.
I love it. That's the main reason why I bought the Pixel 5. I think I have. I didn't want the bloatware. And, over a Samsung that has the Samsung bloatware, it has AT&T. Let me switch back here. AT&T bloatware and all that other stuff. Is just, get rid of it. But that's pretty cool. Plus with the added benefit of DMR. Push one button to get to the repeater, the call, the talk group, the color frequency or frequency code. That's amazing because
Yeah, it actually
that's
does that anywhere on Earth, Frank. I mean, like you can,
anywhere.
yeah, you can pull this radio out. I mean, we actually had at the booth, this guy comes up from the Portland area, and he's like, "I worked you on
Mm-hmm.
DMR." I was like, "Oh, really?" I was like, "Yeah, it's nice to see you." He goes, "You were driving up the Columbia River Gorge from Portland to Eastern Washington,
Mm-hmm.
and I worked you the whole time you were driving up the gorge." I was like, "Yeah, I never had to write a code plug to do it either. It just
and
it just
and
worked."
it and of course I play on DMR. I'm Jason's friend. I have to do it. Um, but it's the code plugs are not hard. It's just a giant XML that you just got to um make sure that everything lines up correct. One wrong line that can just kind of mess it up, and there's no easy way just to go on the phone and fix, or not the phone, I'm sorry, the radio, and fix it in some of these radios. If you're going to try to play with the DMR stuff, you got to do it in the code plug and have it programmed, and you go into the field and then hope it works. But this will just work and push a button and bam, it's there.
Yeah, it
So
just works. And I've
another.
got like,
Mhm,
honestly, I got like great stories from all over the planet. I mean,
mhm,
landing in Tel Aviv, driving to the coast,
mhm,
opening up the Rosh Chaim machine over my left shoulder. As I'm driving towards the beach, I'm losing that machine. I switched to the next machine. Then I drove up the coast road to Haifa for a ham radio breakfast. It was a Tuesday morning. I had just landed,
mhm.
driving up, and then as I'm losing the Netanya machine, I switched over the machine in Haifa and held that machine for another 20 minutes. It was just fantastic. It's just fantastic. You don't have to have a code plug, and it just works. You don't have to think about it.
So the other thing that I want, Jason has, and used it on the trip while we were driving for directions, and I love this thing. And I told you I want one as soon as I get my Jeep. It is the B, or not the B, the P10 and P7 tablets. What inspired you to even go to a tablet for all? Once you got the phone down, then he's like, I'm going to do a tablet now.
Well, it kind of came up in discussions with my manufacturer. He said, "Well, we've got this tablet, and you want to, this was like a long time ago. This is not our first tablet.
Mm-hmm.
We're actually on our third generation of tablets. But when they first gave me the idea, I was like, all right, that's not a bad idea. Will my module fit in it?" And they were like, "Yeah, your module will fit." I was like, "Okay." It's a 10-inch. What about, can we fit in a, because I noticed you have a second uh, SMA port.
Mm-hmm.
How about we stick a RTL SDR in it? And they were like, "What is an RTL SDR?" I started feeding them information. I sent some prototypes over, some samples over to them, because they're all in the same town. Everybody's in Shenzhen. So I had some sent over to the lab, and I was like, "All right, make that fit in there.
Mm-hmm.
Let's stick the driver in the ROM and stick the app in the ROM, and we'll make it, with an embedded RTL SDR." So the 10-inch has an RTL SDR. The one he was using, was that like a lime green or
Yeah, it
I'm
was
color?
the lime green. So he's
I'm
played with
colorblind.
both of them.
Oh, the 10-inch and the 7.
Yeah.
All right. So the 7-inch does not have the RTL in it. The 7-inch is it's just a tablet. I like using it. I have one mounted. That's it. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I have one mounted in my back in New York, and I'm looking forward to driving it in a couple of weeks when I get back to New York. But um, the that has the same guts as the B1 Plus. It's just in a tablet form, and it's got a very, very loud speaker mic. Like, you don't even have to attach anything external other than the speaker mic. It's really loud. And I run it in my Bronco, my 96 OJ Bronco.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a fun radio to use in the Bronco. I mean, like you said, I think he was using it for other stuff too, like uh,
Directions, because it's just again running normal Android on it.
yeah. So sometimes I like to run like a YouTube on there, with no screen display, and have that Bluetooth to my car stereo, and I'll be like listening to how-to videos or science videos, or
Hmm.
you know,
How to
you know,
fix this Jeep videos.
yeah, yeah, and I love watching videos about like inventors. I love watching stuff about like predecessors and
Hmm.
see what they did and how they handled things and stuff. So I have that stuff playing in the background and stuff all the time. So it's that is a nice unit. The
That
P7 is a really nice unit.
the,
Bring up the 10-inch.
yeah, I was about to do that here. And this is the 10-inch. Is there any additional hardware? Is newer, or is just sizes
No,
here?
the same thing as the B1 Plus, except it's got an embedded. It's got the same guts, the same main board, the same RF module. Obviously, it's got a much bigger battery and it's got a much bigger screen. And this one, we fit uh, an RTL SDR in it, so it's
Hmm.
built in. And I'm actually working on right now, believe it or not. I don't know if I should say it out loud, but
If you want, is all on you, man. You're the CEO. No one can come down on you because you said something that you weren't supposed to. So I want to
oh
know.
no, that's not true. Joe will come down on me if I say the wrong.
But you're the boss.
I know, but he's very protective. He's,
Uh-huh.
he's always keeping me in line. What do
Uh-huh.
you mean? So,
We just don't send him the stream. That'll be fine.
I already did. I'm in trouble already.
Bob, if you're not in trouble, that'd be surprising.
I know. So anyway, I'm working on sticking a hack RF in it, so it'll be a transceiver,
Ooh.
10-inch. Yeah. Yep. It'll take some interesting. We'll have to have the back cover CN the seed, and I'll have to make a cover to go over it to make it serviceable, so I can get to the SD, so you can get to the SD card and do the basic controls on it. Being able to IPL it and stuff, and then we'll create a front end for it on the Android side to control it.
Cool. There is a question. P25.
No, but you and I would both be very surprised if that wasn't on the slate.
Mm-hmm.
The
Mm-hmm.
problem is it's literally $1 million to build a P25, a P25 radio. Like going through the whole process of like designing, prototyping, getting to manufacturing, or just getting to prototypes, and then having them FCC approved and approved by FirstNet and approved by APCO and
FirstNet
pay.
is a separate approval process. I thought that was just an
Oh,
AT&T thing.
don't get me started. Yeah, don't even get me. And then, although we like this unit here, this is a band 14 prototype. This
Mm-hmm.
one here in hand, and it actually has a FirstNet SIM in it.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So that actually has a FirstNet SIM, and it works perfectly in Mexico. Like perfectly.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So what was I going to say? Oh yeah, 70s. You got to go through all these like approval processes. It's literally by the time we're done, between all the software licenses from DVSI for the MB for the MB compression, for some of the stuff we're going to have to license from Motorola. By the time we're done, it's going to be $1 million.
Oof.
But
Ouch.
we're working on something. So just relax. We're gonna get it. I'm telling
Yeah.
you.
There was a question on the 10-inch. Does it have a dual SIM card?
Oh yes, everything has a dual SIM card.
Everything.
Everything is dual SIM.
Nice. So you just take it on the road and just pop in whatever SIM you need and just keep on going.
Yep, pretty much. Hey,
Amazing.
thanks, Don. That was very nice of you to say. Thank you very much.
I was going to ignore that because it was nice to you.
Really? Okay. Well, I guess I deserve that at some level in a very weird kind of a way, if you know what I mean.
I love having you on, man. You're amazing.
Thank you.
I love, man. We'll save that for the end. I almost brought
I'll
up,
tell you what,
field
I've
days.
remade myself like 7 times in my life. This is the funnest time I've ever had.
Really?
Oh yeah, we're having a blast.
And we don't even have Jason here.
Well, no, I'm talking about remaking myself. I'm not talking about being
Oh.
yet another live stream. I'm talking about
deflated.
No. No, I'm really jazzed that you had me on. I'm really
well, thank you for making yourself available on short notice.
Thank you for waking up on a Saturday afternoon.
Literally, if you want me to say it, I literally called you 15 minutes before the stream. Hey, man, I know I'm just joking there, but are you awake?
And I'm like,
And I got you on something other than Facebook. Jason's like, you got to get Facebook Messenger. I'm like, I'm not using Facebook Messenger. If I can't get Bob on the phone, on the B1 phone that he's advertising, he's not going to answer his own phone. I'll find someone else.
No, I answered you on my.
Yeah.
No, we jumped on a Zoom, so whatever.
Yeah, I'm just giving you a hard time.
I love Zoom. By the way, I have an open door policy. My Zoom is always open during the day. If I'm at my desk, it's open. People can walk in and out and say hi or curse me out if they want.
Now, who said it? Someone I just read it. I'm sorry, I lost your name. It's KK4TXB TV says you have very awesome customer support. I'm gonna vouch for that. Every time I see him at a Hamfest, he is sitting at the booth and working with people. Let me show you how this, and he's walking you through on how to use the radio. He's fixing stuff that if you're having issues, right there on the spot.
In the unlikely event that you're having an issue.
Unlikely. But I watched you just literally swap out batteries once. You just like, that battery's no good. Here. And you pulled a new one out and slapped it in there and say it's working now.
You got to do the right thing. Yeah, I mean, honestly, like with the new software and the new manuals that Joe and Sam have worked on, we have very few problems now. It's not like we're having like people calling and screaming us constantly. I'm actually kind of bored. I miss the days of where we had problems and people had to call me all the time.
The woes of success. You hire other people to handle the problems for you. Don is asking real G5, and that would be the 5. I'm sorry, G5. Dyslexic there. 5G. Will your phone support 5G?
The current B1 does not, but you would be surprised if we did not release a 5G in the future, and probably next year sometime.
It's on the roadmap.
Absolutely. But honestly, I'm sure you guys have heard this before. I mean, do you ever watch full motion video on YouTube? Oh yeah, wait a minute. You guys are all watching full motion.
We're on one of the biggest channels right now, Bob. Tank Radio. Woo! I got the yell from you. That was you. Woo!
I always say plagiarize it well. So what was I talking about, man? I was talking about something. Oh yeah. No. Yeah. I was talking about wait, you totally distracted me. Where was I?
I lost it. I'm reading the chat again. I'm sorry, man.
Oh yeah. We were talking about 5G.
Yes.
So anyway, if you watch full motion video on 4G, okay, is it full motion video?
Mm-hmm.
I'm asking you, is it?
You got me. It looks full motion. It looks decent on my phone.
Yeah. Okay. Let's talk about end user perceived performance.
Mm-hmm.
Is that fair enough? It looks like full motion video, right? because there's going to be somebody out there that's going to try and like naysay me and nitpick something I said, but for all intents and purposes, it's full motion video from an end user perceived performance perspective.
Mm-hmm.
You watch it on 5G. Is it any more of a full motion video experience?
There's more data, so I'm going to say it shouldn't improve, right?
Oh, it does not. It's still what your eye can perceive is what your eye can perceive,
Mm-hmm.
and that's that.
But 5G will also give us, faster download. So that's where it's going to be at. Talking about download, there was a
The truth is, the youth. Okay,
mm-hmm.
the use of radio over IP on the device is like a needle in a stack of needles. It's like nothing. Okay, it's like nothing. Like when you talk about full, bandwidth of a SIM, it's like nothing. As a matter of fact, if I drive here, if I'm in San Miguel, Mexico, okay, if I'm in San Miguel, the town, I have 4G.
Mm-hmm.
I can go on DMR over IP and drive south out of town. About, let's call it 3-4 kilometers out of town, every time it switches over to 3G.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, our implementation of DMR over IP does not skip a beat. When it switches over to 3G, it just keeps going. And it doesn't sound any different. So what I'm telling you is that it's a radio. You can use it as a phone. You can use it as your primary. We have lots of people doing that. But the truth is, if you've got an iPhone 13, you're not going to replace it with an RFinder. You're going to use the RFinder as a secondary device. That's your radio. So, does it need 5G? I just don't. I don't know. I don't think so.
I like 5G.
You can like it all you want, but it doesn't make a damn bit of difference. It's not relevant in this context. So anyway, so we have, but we do have coming out, and we'll have some available very soon. We'll have some Band 14 devices ready to go very shortly. So B1 Pluses with Band 14 in them.
Ooh.
Yeah.
There was a question about over-the-air updates.
Oh, yeah, of course. We do all of our updates over the air. As a matter of fact, the app tells you when you have an update available, either for ROM or for the application itself.
Mm-hmm.
So the guys in the lab have done a beautiful job making the over-the-air updates very smooth and easy to do and fun. So.
Awesome. That's nice to hear. Will we see RFinder? I know what you're doing. I'm ignoring you, Bob.
What am I doing?
Uh-huh.
I don't know what you mean.
Wild Cascadia asking, will you be at PacificCon?
Yeah, I'll be at PacificCon. It was PacificCon last November. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I'm going to be at. Joe and I are going to. What's the other one? The one in Portland, north of Portland, this week.
There's one this week?
Yeah, we're going to. Oh my God, I'm drawing a blank. I have to pull out my calendar.
You tell me, Bob. Well, while you do that, I am just going to take a moment and say, this weekend is the YouTubers Hamfest. We are, what are we? I am the 20th video into this, and there's 41 of these things. And we got them going till late this evening, and we start again tomorrow. Coming up after me, I saw Josh here in the chat earlier, Ham Radio Crash Course. He's going to have ICOM coming on, and he's going to do a deep dive into ICOM. ICOM new products and deep dive. That will be interesting. And
thanks, Ben. It's CPAC. I had already known, but thanks for poking in on that. But we'll be at CPAC, and Joe will be at CPAC with me, and one of our great and one of our oldest users is Dave Dobbins. Will be there. K7 GPS. He's going to be there giving us a hand. I actually have 2 sessions that I'll be speaking at. Speaking morning, Saturday and Sunday morning each. I've got 2 slots.
Mm-hmm.
So if somebody doesn't give me the hook, Help speaking.
I don't know about that. Giving you the hook. Um, do we? I was trying to hold this till a little later, but I can ask this now. I saw it pop up in the chat a couple of times.
What's
But
that?
will RFinder support any other digital modes in the future?
It's a very interesting question, and I'm very glad you asked it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We think we're pretty
Do
close.
you think
Theoretically,
maybe potentially
we're pretty close to M17.
M17?
Yeah, like we are going to be the first. We believe if everything goes well,
Mm-hmm.
if my theory is correct, and we've designed everything properly, because right now, like we just finished the RF module piece and the extensions into the Android side and the API between the two. We just finished that piece where we could support where we could support M17.
Ooh.
We think we're close.
Uh-huh.
We still have to figure out on the RF side. We'll have to figure out a software-based modem, and on the IP side, I think we're going to have it pretty quick. I think we'll be able to do M17 over IP pretty quickly.
Mm-hmm. So is this new hardware that you have to tweak or to get it to work, or is it just software?
The latest two ROMs, the 20.8 on the B1 and the 8.3 on that's about to come out on the B1 Plus. Those two ROMs make it possible on the B1 Plus and the B1. So we're very close. Like once
Very
we
close.
yeah, we're close. We're gonna start programming it.
How did the amazing guys at m17project.org just put their link over there in the description get intertwined with you? How did you just like, oh, that's another? No, wait, this is probably the story. Tell me if I'm wrong. You heard you what?
Is that Ed? Oh, it is Ed.
Ed's in here.
Hey Ed, I'm gonna be in Suffolk County from roughly the 11th to the 22nd. Call it the 21st. About 10 days. And then I am coming back. So I will be on Long Island for some time this summer in July. And then I've got Boy Scout camp up at Yahoo Scout camp up in Rhode Island in the beginning of August. I might be in New York for another week or so, maybe. And then coming back to Latin America.
Pretty cool.
I'm actually working on building infrastructure here and opening up commercial sales down here.
Ooh, cool. Ed, to be honest, Ed was the one that asked several times. I got his questions down, and I wanted to hold off until we came to this later. But
Ed is one of the kingpins of M17.
Dude, he told me several times. He's like, "All right, you didn't hear this from me, but we started talking to Bob." I'm like, "Bob, RFinder Bob? Why would you do that?" And he laughed. He's like, "That's my neighbor." I'm like, "What?"
Yeah, it's funny.
But I bet you just walked up in there, "Hey man, because this is how you start a project. Any project I hear you talk about, I think I could do that. Who do I know that probably could do that? Is that possible? I am going to do that." And then then you just run with it.
Yeah, we believe we're going to be the first production radio that carries M17. That's our goal, unless somebody beats us to the punch. But it looks like we're close, at least on IP. But like I said, we're just finishing the underpinnings to support it on RF. So if any of you have not gotten a radio yet, please grab one and support us. We need all the R&D dollars we can get. Don't slow down. We jump on. We got plenty of radios coming. So.
Oh man. Well, do you have anything else to really talk about? We can pivot to Field Day and the amazing things that we do at Field Day.
Well, Field Day is fun, man. Like I come up to cow country with you guys on Field Day.
Cow country.
Yeah, Calcutta. You'd really appreciate this because
Okay.
because you and I are always like dueling barbecued
Hmm.
barbecue brisket.
You do brisket, and
And
I
yeah,
can cook brisket, but it's just too long. I
the
anything
last
above.
time the
Hmm.
last time you tried and
I
you were close,
tried. Yeah,
you
because
I
that was my
made a
only my
smoker
second
down here.
one.
I made a smoker down here
You made a smoker?
in Mexico. Yeah, I couldn't find one off the shelf. Like nobody was selling smokers in Cozumel or in Playa for that matter. So I went. I went to the metal or
Little.
I went to the recycler and I
Mm-hmm.
was looking for a tank. And I was gonna Frank. I was looking for a
I was about to
tank
say that.
and I
If
was
you
gonna
find a
take.
tank, I will come down there. I will buy that. We'll figure out how to get across the border somehow. I'll fill out the paperwork, but
So I took it to a soldador, which is a metal fabricator, which by the way is what my son does in New York.
mm-hmm.
And I had to modify. I found a legal size, a legal wide, oddly enough, down here. They don't even use the illegal, but I got a legal size filing cabinet, 3 drawers,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
cut holes in the bottom of the drawers,
Oh, you
big
mean
like,
legal paper? It just clicked, but okay.
yeah. So legal size paper.
You
So it's
legal size paper? Yeah, yeah, yeah.
so it's 3 drawers. The bottom drawer is the firebox, and the 2 middle drawers are the meat boxes.
Uh huh.
And I had the welder cut holes in the bottom of the drawers, 2 top drawers. And then, I got those air valves that you get on smokers.
Uh
I
huh.
picked up a pair of those on Amazon.Mexico, right?
Okay.
And we, templated it and cut out the holes for that. And then, and they made me, racks inside the drawers, with diamond
Ooh.
plate mesh.
Uh huh. Uh huh.
And it worked perfectly. I fired it up and it held 230 degrees for 4 hours and I didn't have to touch it.
Beautiful.
That was fantastic. So my birthday was a few weeks ago.
Mm-hmm. Congratulations. Happy birthday.
I
Yeah,
turned 60. Do I look it?
I'm not gonna say a word.
All right.
I love that you're on here, Bob.
Listen, you know what? Honestly, I feel like I'm living 35. I'm having a great time. I feel
Mm-hmm.
great in life. I'm having the greatest adventure. And you guys, thanks a lot for, help supporting us on our adventure, making this happen. And, we're just having a great time. But anyway, so I made the smoker. I found a brisket, a USDA imported brisket, which is not so easy to find in Mexico, but I found somebody that always has it in his freezer.
Ooh.
So yeah, so I can make Texas brisket anytime I want. Well, my spin on Texas brisket.
So the backstory is when we do field day, Bob does the brisket one night, and I cook ribs on another night. And that's our dinners for the field days because we go out there like Thursday night, hang out all day Friday. Bob cooks. I cooked the ribs on Friday, and then usually did brisket, but I flipped it around this last go around. I think it worked better. To be honest, we ate more brisket, and that was the point. Um, but we
No
always we're
pun
eating great.
intended. The point.
The point. Nice, nice.
No pun intended.
No pun intended. Not smoking tonight. But yeah, man, we have a blast out there, and we enjoy your brisket. And I need to, know what? One of these times, I need you to show me how to separate the point from the flat. I
Oh,
butchered it.
yeah.
I have video of me trying, and then the
You know,
camera goes off because I just give up, and I just.
I'll tell you what. Next time you wake up, because I'm doing this very early in the morning.
Yeah.
Usually prepping the brisket. So get up early in the morning with me, pull out the camera, and I'll do a whole shtick on it.
Mm-hmm. Or you know what? We could do it during the daylight the previous day, and then just put it back in the fridge. There's nothing wrong.
Not as much fun as doing it first thing in the morning. Come on.
I need light for the camera, unless we want to grab other guys and have them hold torches.
I guess.
Ooh, torches, tiki
All
light,
right.
firelight.
We'll trim it the night before, and then in the morning we can
Yeah. But dude, I always have people commenting on my videos of my primary stations at field day being the smoker or the my go box, my colon stove, and everyone loves those parts of my videos. I think they
Well,
love that's what I read the comments, and that's how I
you know, I'll
take
tell
it.
you what, you need to do a video on your like knock a buzzard off a crackle like beans.
I have
Holy,
not, I have not did a video on the beans. I made a video on my rub that I did a last year for
like
YouTubers Hamfest.
nothing personal, but I think my rub's more interesting.
Oh, that's okay, man.
Sorry, nothing personal.
You
I
know
just,
what? You know what? I respect your opinion to be wrong.
you know what? Honestly, you're plagiarizing me again, and that's just fine because I use that line all the time. Because you know that I'm always right. Nobody knows.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. But hey, no, man, there's two different styles. We got my Texas style for the ribs, and you got your New Yorkin style.
No, no.
What's that rub?
My own. It's a tandoori. It's a mix. It's a tandoori masala mixed with brown sugar.
Mm.
It's really, really good. It's got lots of coriander in it, some chili, and it's got a nice bite to it.
Mm-hmm.
The sweetness going on, and and I separate the point. I make sure that both sides have have rub. So
Mm-hmm.
as you well know, we end up with a nice pile of burnt ends.
Without sauce. You did sauce one time, and you got lampooned a bit.
Yeah, I know. I
You
think
were steered. No, no, to your defense, you were steered wrong by someone. We're not going to point out his name, but
Mike.
no, Mike did not tell you to put sauce on there.
Oh, somebody else. Okay.
Someone else told you about the
No, I
sauce.
remember somebody else said
But
put some.
Mike was the one so disappointed. But yeah, your burnt ends are always amazing. Then complimented by my beans that are
Your beans,
famously.
dude. Your beans. I'll tell you what. I enjoy your beans the next day.
Don N5 SKT had my beans, I think, twice, and he says they are awesome.
Yeah, especially when you make them really hot. You like don't worry about anybody around like getting frightened.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
You make some great beans,
Now
and I
Jason,
really enjoy them.
Jason 1 has been talking to me, XD Mini Jason, and he's growing peppers. He's
Oh yeah,
growing scorpions. And next field day, I am going to be bringing some. And we're going to have a side pot of, oh my God, I can't believe it's that hot. And we're going to eat it anyways, beans. And then there's going to be the normal beans for everyone else to eat. And it's going to be fun.
here's the thing. I don't know if I'm gonna make it. I don't think I'm gonna make it. It looks like
Bob!
no, because they just reopened the Friedrichshafen Hamfest in Germany.
Well, that's always been there, and you always made it out to
No,
field
no,
day.
no, 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 no. It was canceled for the last couple of years, and the year before that, they moved it to the first week in July, right after July 4th.
Mm-hmm.
So I was able to go to field day and Friedrichshafen, which was great. Unfortunately, they moved it back to the end of June. So I got to go to Friedrichshafen. I have two different meetings that I need to go to. So including one that, like, when I tell you guys, when I actually make an announcement on it, you guys are going to be blown away. Believe me. Oh yeah, you can believe me. This is so over the top what I came up with that if we can get this to fly, so to speak, Leo. Oh yes, did I just say
Yeah, you said something.
Leo?
I can't go back, and we're live, Bob. There's no editing here, Bob.
I know. But anyway, so if we can get this to fly, as it were, you guys are gonna be blown away with what I got.
Get in trouble here.
What I got working. Now I got something in the works. It's gonna be fun.
Awesome.
Anybody that likes Leo is gonna really, really enjoy it.
45 Auto. I like Frank's. I like the beans that you had at Support Your Parks event. Last Support Your Parks, I did have my beans, but they weren't as spicy as they were. They were. I had a chill game, but the flavor and everything else was on par. They just didn't have the kick that I usually do.
They were hot enough to knock a buzzard off a manure wagon.
Wait, some of those days that we were out there, we made those. Man, but they were also great. And I've been starting to do this too. You started for breakfast. Asked me to put some of the beans in the skillet and warm them up
Oh
and throw them
man, that was
on.
great, man. You
Yeah,
know, oh,
make
Frank
breakfast burritos with
today.
some beans and spicy
Oh,
beans.
Frank, thanks. And we took some of the leftover, chopped up some of the leftover
Brisket.
brisket, threw it
Mm-hmm.
in there. That was really good.
Mm-hmm. Well, not the brag or anything. Last winter field
Just
day.
so you know, just so you know, the next time, like for Winterfield Day,
Uh-huh.
I've arranged for a Wagyu brisket.
Wagyu brisket.
That, yeah, you know that farm we went to?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
You've been talking to him?
yeah, I'm arranging with them a Wagyu because they do grow some Wagyu, some
Ooh.
Texas Wagyu. So,
Grow or raise?
huh?
You said grow some Wagyu.
No, they raise.
Raise, yeah.
I say grow.
I think you said grow.
What an idiot am I?
You're a New Yorker. I don't expect you to know anything about cows.
Oh no, I know about all this stuff. I do, believe me. I know all about it.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
I do.
Dude, but our field day events are notorious. We eat well, we play well,
And we
and
laugh our asses off, and we blow shit up in the woods.
hey, not on my channel, but you'll find that on anyone else's.
You know, show
Ye-
shit blowing up in the wood. Can you say shit on your channel?
yeah.
Oh
I'm
shit!
not directly monetized, just YouTube gets upset.
All right. Do they really?
A little bit.
Huh.
I don't think I'm marked completely as explicit.
That's very odd. Hey,
Um
oh, Ed says he's coming to join us for field day in the winter.
hey, Jason keeps inviting pretty much the
Yo,
world.
Ed.
Everyone at some point should have an invite. It's not my place to say you're in or not, but we'll see what we can do.
Yeah, well, he's like, he's like one of the kingpins of M17. I can't
Yes.
imagine.
I had him on my stream. I interviewed him like 3 times.
Oh,
Actually, I
did
interviewed him 4 times because
Ed's,
the mic
Ed's,
didn't work the first time.
I always love chatting with him.
He's a great guy. He did the interview twice for me. I'm so appreciated of that.
And
But
I'll be home from the 10th to the 21st. So if you want me to come and say hi to the radio club, just ask.
mhm. But that's field day minus Mike can't hit anything with his when he's trying to hit that tannerite.
I know. Don't get me started with that. That was ridiculous.
Twice.
I know.
We'll get it next time. I hope he's watching, Mike.
Hey, Mike.
Mike.
Miguel. So I saw this thing where they stuck tannerite in a tree trunk and like blew up the tree.
Mm-hmm.
They chopped it in the tree.
Those are idiots who are just asking to get hurt, in my opinion.
Oh, it looked like fun. I don't know what you're talking about.
Asking to get hurt.
I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. I don't know. Am I?
Yes.
Let's take.
That's the definition of being Bob.
Can we do a vote? Can we do a vote on here? Are we allowed to?
Yeah, let's go ahead. Put a 1 in the channel if you think Bob is crazy. Put a 2 in the channel if you think Frank is sane.
No, wait. If you think Bob, donate $5 to Frank channel.
Hey, I like that better. Coming up on the hour, Josh is going to be talking about ICOM. His title is ICOM New Products Deep Dive. So that is going to be amazing. The YouTubers Hamfest link is over in the chat, top of the chat. And we got a 1 for Bob Crazy, a couple for Bob Crazy, a 2 for Frank is Sane, a 3 because I think that's 1 and 2 put together. Hey man, I'm going to give you the floor here, Bob. What do you want to plug? What do you want to say? Where do you want everyone to go? You are full screen, my buddy.
All right, that's cool. Hey everybody, thanks for having me on, Frank, and it's good to see all y'all. And we're just having a great adventure doing all this. And thanks for everybody that supported us. And thank you for anybody else that's going to support us in the future. And we're just inventing stuff and, like having a great time doing it. And hope you guys enjoy the ride with us. Somebody said recently, "I'll get a RFinder radio and get a new radio every month." And literally, we're always updating the software, so you're getting something new and fresh quite often. So, and we're always working on some kind of crazy idea that we haven't done yet. We have a great platform, so we just keep making stuff and having a great time. So, thanks a lot, Frank. And go to buy.rfinder.net, and that's what's up on the screen right now, or go to one of our resellers, Gigaparts or HRO, or Moonraker in England, and we'll actually have some more resellers in the European Union very shortly. It's something I'm working on. One of the reasons why I have to skip Field Day, I got to go to the EU and get our distribution and sales going on in Europe. So that's what's going on. Thanks for having me on. I hope you had fun.
Oh, I had a blast, Bob. It's always fun having you on, and I'll have you on anytime. Just hit me up when you have a new product that is up my wheelhouse and you can't wait to talk about it, or give me a prototype.
I think you're gonna love what I got going on.
I heard hints, and I want a prototype, and also for Bob.
All right. Here's the team.
No.
Imagine a Bluetooth. Imagine a Bluetooth as L rotator in a bag. A Bluetooth as L rotator in a bag.
You are getting in trouble now. So your phone's going to blow up soon as we're going to hit done.
Did I say the wrong thing?
Oh, but you're CEO. You can do what you want, Bob.
Oh my God. I'm telling you.
Oh man, thank you for coming on. I'll be right back with you, Bob.
Thanks,
thank you. We couldn't get.
Can I say 73s? Oh my God, 73s, everybody! Oh, 73s, everybody! Woo!
Oh, thank you, Bob, for coming on. Josh is coming up next, talking to Icom. Again, the playlist link is over there in the chat. I think that's the right side. I'm making things up. For me, thank you to all my Patreons who support me. There's the Buy Me a Beer links below, the Patreon links below, and also you can go ahead and buy more coins. I still got a bunch of coins to sell. I appreciate everyone who's bought them already. I handed a couple out at Dayton, and they are amazing. And there's a cool thing. If you put my coin up to Jason's, you're going to laugh. You're going to laugh. Also, the audio podcast is out there. It's go ahead and download anywhere your podcasts or wherever you listen to your podcasts. And say thank you for watching. Thank you to all my Patreon supporters. You can support me on Patreon. There's a link in the description below. And to all my tankers out there, go forth and conquer.